Could special effects save your life? Find out on today's review of FX. This week's review is a movie that I could watch over and over, mainly because it's from the 80s when we had free HBO as a kid. Join me, Cole, and Taylor as we review F/X from 1986. Enjoy.
Raleigh Tyler is an FX man, the movie's master of make-believe. He can show you 1,000 ways to die.
Hey, cut! Great special effects.
But now somebody wants Raleigh Tyler to do it for real.
We want to stage a fake assassination, Raleigh, and we want you to supervise it.
Who's the we?
Justice Department.
I'm a special effects man. I deal in make-believe. I'd like to keep it like that.
We just thought that we might be able to utilize your particular genius to help us out.
And what if someone takes a shot at me?
You are 100% protected. I give you my word.
That job that guy wanted me to do? I think I'll do it.
But someone else is writing the script and casting him as the killer.
I haven't done anything.
What if he put in real bullets?
If one person suspects.
Sorry, Raleigh. No loose ends.
Something's up to something. He tried to kill me.
He's going to need every trick from every movie he's ever made.
Remember my particular genius.
Just to get even. And get out alive.
I'm in pursuit of a blue step van. Letters on the side. F as in Frank, X as in X-ray.
Remember Skidball Express?
I sure do!
Now!
Son of a gun, you faked this out.
But Raleigh Tyler's most special effects are yet to come.
Forget why you hired me.
What next?
At the next corner, send Nellie in.
Oh my God! What?
Is he the weapon or the victim? Is it murder or is it FX?
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Welcome back to another installation of the podcast
Drywall podcast.
called
Drywall
with
installation. I think drywall.
with the Popcorn Priest, your host, and our reoccurring guests, not guest hosts, but reoccurring. Your what would we call you guys? The
Flavors of the month.
well, you're not like guests, not guest appearance.
Players.
Featured players.
Commentators.
Like on SNL, like when the people like aren't very good and get fired after a year.
They have the temporary contracts.
Yeah, and then I was like, you gotta make it.
So tonight we watched FX from the 1983?
That is F/X.
F/X?
That's not the Fox movie channel, or
It's not the Fox-owned television channel. Hey, quit poking me.
What?
Hey, only I poke my fat.
Let's see, it's gotta be on there.
it would be on recently watched.
Anyway, I can't. There we go. Recently watched.
The Bachelor.
Yes, I did recently watch The Bachelorette with my wife.
Ooh.
I don't see it anymore. Anyway, from the 80s, can someone pull
No,
it?
it's just because he watched it. It hasn't refreshed yet.
Can you guys pull it up on the IMDb? Because IMDb.
He's working on it.
All right.
IMDb.
I believe it's 1983. Anyway, a special FX guy.
We're not very prepared in terms of years.
He he gets hired by some nefarious folks to
86?
1986.
You were way off.
I was way off. 1986. Anyway, they hired him to fake murder a guy, and hijinks ensue. And
Then he's framed for murder he did not commit.
This poster is great.
It's basically The Fugitive, but with special effects.
yeah, it's like MacGyver meets The Fugitive in the 80s.
It's very reminiscent of The Fugitive, even though it came before The Fugitive.
It's got the Brian Dennehy's.
It has the Tommy Lee Jones character.
It's got Gordon from Sesame Street.
It does have who swears
He
and
curses.
shocks. Yeah.
He doesn't say any F words, but he does
No,
curse.
No, he does not.
I think he probably thought about that in his contract. Like, I'll swear for you guys, but I won't say any Fs.
It is kind of messed up that he left his assistant behind while he goes.
Yeah, and not only that, his assistant thinks he's dead. It's 86. We'll spoil it.
There's spoiler alert if you haven't seen this.
It's not much of a spoiler.
She'll get hers.
Hopefully, in a perfect world.
It's like, I don't know that he could go back, though.
Yeah, that's true.
He's got special effects,
And again,
dude.
he probably wasn't a citizen, so...
Given the ending, I mean...
He's got special
You're right.
effects.
He's got special effects and money. Lots of
If he can pass himself off as a hobo, he can come back.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, well, how do you... I'd like your guys' take on the film individually. First, I'll like Cole to tell us what he thought, and then...
I'll have Taylor go.
Okay.
I will go.
My mind's blank.
All right, Taylor, what do you think about FX?
I liked it. It's cheesy and but in a fun way. And it's not like cheesy as in overdone. It's just like a fun
It's
little...
just a cheesy plot, kind of...
It makes me wonder who came up with the script. If it was someone on a movie set being like, if only I were behind this, if cops ever came after me, I'd show them. I'd use my movie school skills.
It's basically reminiscent if a special effects man wrote a screenplay and had friends in the industry. You know, Wally has a good idea here. I think we can make something out of this.
Yeah, it's like he worked for the cheap. He's like, all right, but you got to take my spec
Yeah.
to your producer and see if he likes it.
If Wally can make a script as much as he can do fake blood, I think he's onto something here.
Well, it was good enough that it was followed up by a sequel.
Which was disastrous.
I had never heard of this movie. So, I mean, that I think maybe speaks to its legacy. And I'd never heard of the main guy either, the Australian actor.
Yeah, neither had I heard of him. And I don't think I've heard of him again.
It's I don't know if he did anything else.
But on your rating scale, what would you rate it?
It's I don't 4 stars. I give it 3 because it's fun.
3 out of 4 stars?
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, it's fun. It's story keeps you interested. It's not boring. I mean,
some pretty decent action.
Yeah, the action's pretty good. Brian Dennehy's great.
Yeah, dude.
So
Brian Dennehy's a giant of a man as well as in stature.
Oh, he's in Australia.
Here's
That's where I recognize
the greater
him from.
giant over here, 6'4".
All right, Cole. Speaking of giants, how do you rate this film?
Caveman.
Pretty much. Regular knuckle dragger here. I just have the smaller forehead. Basically, if you're looking for an 80s version of Drive, only instead of a stuntman, it's a visual effects man.
Yes.
Then this is your film. But
Also,
that's
the
good.
Set scene earlier. Yeah.
But instead of Drive, where Ryan Gosling doesn't say anything, this guy doesn't shut up the entire show.
Using his Australian accent.
But I'd give it 3 out of 4. I mean, it kept me interested in the show the whole time. I mean, even though it was over the top, a stuntman taking on cops and shadowy Justice Department figures and their scheming. It was entertaining.
I thought it was really good. I agree. If I were to have seen this now, I'd give it a 3 out of 4 stars if I'm using your guys's rating scale. I think, but my scale is out of 5 because I've got popcorn buckets. So I would give it a medium bucket. But
What would you put butter on that popcorn?
the thing is
Parmesan salt. That stuff's nasty.
Depends on the flavor. Some flavors are good.
I remember I put all of them on in a movie theater once, and it tasted terrible.
I'm bumping it up to a golden bucket because
Nostalgia 5.
yeah, I get an extra bump for nostalgia reasons because I remember getting free HBO as a kid, and it was.
I want to admit to crimes on a
Man,
podcast. You're a terrible criminal.
It wasn't me. I didn't pull the trigger. It was my dad.
So now you just framed your dad on a podcast. What a good son you are.
Wow.
He'll be fine.
No filial piety.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any last words for FX? This is definitely worth your time. We watched it on demand on Comcast, so it's probably not that hard to come by. But definitely worth a Saturday night, Friday night flick.
More so than some of the junk that's available nowadays, or some of the more recent junk, anyways.
Yeah, like you think of like kind of like a B tier blockbuster. Like this is like way better than any of those.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like having a coherent story.
I'm actually kind of glad that you guys liked it. Most of the movies I pick, you guys don't really like.
True.
Hey, you're talking.
This Cop was okay.
You're
Eddie Murphy talked fast.
Yeah, you're talking to the guy that chose Macbeth and High Rise, two movies that couldn't be understood no matter how much you paid attention.
High Rise, it was crazy.
That's what I mean. The plot was also over the top, but then Macbeth, you couldn't understand what the hell they were saying.
We needed subtitles. That's what I say.
Yeah, Macbeth was.
It was visually stunning.
It looked
confusing.
cool.
Yeah, it was. The visuals were incredible, but you couldn't understand what the hell was going on.
Well, it was because
it was a feast for the eyes and a nightmare for the ears.
It was
Macbeth. Yeah, that's right.
It was Fassbender.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking it was Gerard Butler, but that was the other.
That was the
other
Coriolanus.
Yeah, the other Shakespeare movie.
That one's actually good. That was really good.
All right, we're actually talking about one of the earlier films that we failed.
I think we did it for Macbeth.
Oh, we did
It was
Macbeth.
like 5 minutes being like, yeah, we don't know.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's probably one of our lower run times.
We were like, they talked in accents, and then it was over.
And everyone started dropping like flies.
All right, well, wrapping up, this was definitely good film, some fun gags in it with the FX guy. So please check it out, and we'll see you next time.